Hi, this is Yoga Illumined Ayurveda, and I'm Kerry Meath-Sinkin. We're back in the kitchen. Today we're going to unpack the 6 tastes, which can often be a little bit overwhelming if we're first learning about them. In Ayurveda, we have what's known as 6 tastes. We know what they are already: sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter, and astringent. But what you may not know is they all have different qualities to them. They're all associated with different elements, so earth, air, fire, water, and ether, and that they're good for different body types. The more we can understand how we use spices, the more we can understand how we understand foods on many, many different levels. The first taste I want to talk about is probably the easiest to understand. It's the sweet taste. Now that doesn't mean sugar, that doesn't mean candy, don't get the wrong idea. It means a taste that's going to be heavy, cooling, and oily on our system, and that's going to be grounding. That means for those Kapha types, when there's a lot of earth, it's going to be too building, but it's going to be great to help pacify Vata and Pitta. Some great examples: rice. Rice is an excellent grain that has a very sweet taste to it. Other good ones are quinoa, which also has a little bit of astringent to it, as well as buckwheat, which is going to be a little bit more astringent and pungent. I'll talk about what that means in a second. Another great, just sweet grain is oatmeal. And when we use that and we spice it well, it's a really good, nourishing grain for our system. If we are going to incorporate any sweet into our life, we need to. It's good, it's great, but let's do it the right way. Let's think about really good, whole sweeteners. Maple syrup, honey, these are great examples. The next taste we'll talk about is sour. You might be surprised to learn that the sour taste also has a little bit of earthiness to it. It's actually associated with the fire and earth elements. It's very balancing for Vata and Pitta, but again a little bit aggravating for Kapha. So what are some examples? Fruit is probably the biggest one. Limes, lemons, citrus fruits all have a sourness to them. And a little surprising, the sour taste also brings a little bit of heaviness and oiliness into the system. The next one, salty. One we all understand pretty well. Salt's a really obvious example. Another one is seaweed. Salty brings again, a heaviness, a juiciness to the system. It's associated with the fire and water elements, and it's going to be balancing for Vata and moderately for Pitta, but again, we want to be careful because it does have a heating quality to it. Another taste, another big one, pungent. This is our spicy stuff. This is stuff that's going to help break up stagnation in the system, a really good kindler for our digestive fire, but very aggravating when we have too much heat already in the system. So that means it's really good for that earthy Kapha body type. What are some examples? Paprika, mustard seed, ginger are all really good, spicy, pungent tastes. When we think about other foods, what is pungent? Just means really spicy food. Hot peppers, chili, cayenne are some really simple examples. What's our fourth taste? Might have a little bit harder time with these last two. It's actually bitter. Bitter is associated with 2 elements. It provides a cool, light dryness to the system, and it's associated more with air and ether. That means it's very good for helping dry things out and cooling things down in our body. What are some examples of the bitter taste? Turmeric is a big one. Dandelion greens, aloe, fenugreek are some other simple examples. And this last taste is a little bit harder. It's astringent. Astringent has an airy, ethery quality to it. Some examples include an unripe banana and a pomegranate. The astringent taste is pacifying for Kapha, as well as to some extent for Pitta. There you have it, these 6 tastes. Again, they all have different qualities to them. They're associated with different elements in our system. And in every meal, according to Ayurveda, we actually want to bring in all 6 tastes. It's just understanding when we want to emphasize more in our life. Good luck and have fun experimenting. Thanks.